Alrighty, it's Tuesday and we've got two big real estate bills moving through Olympia right now that I'd like to talk about. One is getting serious pushback. The other could actually be a meaningful win for housing supply. So let's break it down. First up, the so-called Millionaires tax. Senate Bill 6346 just passed the Senate on a 27-22 vote. The proposal, a 9.9% tax on household income over $1 million starting in 2028. Lawmakers say it could generate billions for schools, healthcare, and specific tax relief, such as no sales tax on hygiene products, expand working family tax credit, and B&O tax relief for some. Supporters, they argue it impacts less than 1% of households and helps rebalance Washington's tax structure. Now, here's where things get heated as the opposition, they call it unconstitutional, as well income tax is illegal in Washington state, and they call it a stepping stone towards a broader income tax on all. Business groups like the National Federation of Independent Business warn it could hit small businesses structured as pass-through entities. There's a concern for capital flight as well, with wealthy residents, investors, founders, especially in the tech and startup spaces, relocating to lower tax states. Even a few Democrats voted no to the bill, and while the public, they're definitely against it, as more than 61,000 people signed in against it during hearings. And the public has already voted against income tax in Washington state around 10 times. So this one is far from settled. It now heads to the House, likely with some changes, and the governor has indicated he'd want some adjustments before signing anything. So this one is one to look at closely. Now on the flip side, a bill that could have some real good impact on housing supply. Senate Bill 6026 just passed in amended form. This would require cities with populations over 30,000 to allow residential development in commercial and mixed-use zones. In simple terms, cities can't just say no housing allowed here anymore in those commercial areas. It also limits mandatory ground floor retail requirements in many projects, except near transit or in historic districts. Why does this matter? Well, it'll open the door to convert all these underused, abandoned strip malls, vacant office space, and big box retail sites into condos, especially in suburban areas where infrastructure already exists there. Instead of large-scale rezoning battles, this takes a much more practical approach. Use the land efficiently. Makes sense. Supporters, they see it as that real supply play. More housing options, less red tape, and potential long-term relief on pricing. So one bill is pushing a progressive revenue policy that many believe could negatively impact business growth and investment here, while the other is trying to unlock housing supply in a way that directly affects affordability over time. Both matter, both impact real estate, and both are moving before the session wraps up March 12th. That's your Tuesday in 2. I'm Nathan Matheson. Peace.